holding on for dear frickin' life. He's got his cock! Oh!
Do you have a medical update yet on Pantoja? Do we know what his status is?
Yeah, they popped his shoulder back in. I thought it was the elbow.
I did too.
No, it was not the elbow.
Shoulder?
It was his shoulder. And they popped it back in backstage. And, now they got to do, MRIs and check out the ligaments and see how it is. So we don't have a time frame on how long he'll be out.
It's a great win, and he won that title fair and square, blown away by the performance. I mean, a master class, if you will, but it will forever be dissected and debated whether or not this was the Petr Yan show or a little bit of a mistake on Merab Dvalishvili's part.
All right, so get this. UFC 333 delivered some absolutely shocking moments that had the entire MMA world buzzing. We actually saw two bona fide MMA greats, the incredible Alexandre Pantoja and the formidable Merab Dvalishvili, lose their championship belts on the very same fight card. It was truly a night of incredible upsets and surprising turnarounds, with Petr Yan and Joshua Van totally flipping the script. But the real showstopper, hands down, it was Petr Yan. He delivered a performance that was nothing short of jaw-dropping, leaving fans and pundits utterly captivated. He didn't just win, he absolutely overpowered Merab Dvalishvili, who, let's not forget, has been one of the division's most dominant and relentless fighters all year long. And with that stunning victory, Yan managed to reclaim his coveted title in spectacular fashion. What's even more poignant is that after such a tough night, Merab became visibly emotional as he sent a heartfelt message to his dedicated fans back home in Georgia. He spoke from the heart, expressing his profound love for his family and his deep gratitude for their unwavering support. Despite suffering some minor injuries in the octagon, he assured everyone that he felt more motivated than ever, truly promising to return even stronger, celebrating the unbreakable connection he shares with his home country. Now, shifting gears a bit, Merab Dvalishvili, ever the picture of sportsmanship, later opened up about his defeat. He was incredibly clear-eyed, recognizing that Petr Yan was, without a doubt, the superior fighter on that particular night, and he offered his congratulations with genuine respect. Merab stressed that his primary goal in stepping into the octagon was always to give the fans an exciting, unforgettable fight, something he deeply cares about. He candidly admitted that the weight cut leading up to the bout was incredibly challenging, as it often is, but he made absolutely no excuses for his performance. His respect for Yan was evident as he explained his strategy. He genuinely wanted to fight aggressively, to go all in rather than playing it safe and holding back. And you know what else? He passionately expressed his hope for a rematch, a chance to run it back and settle the score. He put it perfectly, saying, and I quote, "I tried to give an entertaining fight today, and I lost." He was better, and congratulations to him, but I really want a rematch. I want to run it back. It's always hard for me to make 35 pounds, and today was no exception, but I'm not making any excuses. I just tried to give a good fight for everyone. I'm glad the fans enjoyed it. That's what matters most to me. He got me today, and I respect that. In UFC, I'm just trying to be a good company man, and give people entertainment. I didn't want to wrestle or play it safe. I wanted to stand tall and go at him. He was the better fighter today, but here's where it gets interesting. Petr Yan, on the other hand, immediately made it clear he has no interest in jumping into a trilogy with Merab right away. He even threw a playful jab, joking that Merab should probably just relax in the jacuzzi with his friends and figure out his next move before any other discussions about future fights are even considered.
Done at this point.
Понятно, сейчас время как бы насладиться этим, но думаешь ли ты, что все-таки трилогия неизбежна?
Я думаю, Мерабу надо сейчас опять посетить джакузи с мальчиками, отдохнуть, а там посмотрим.
You know, I think Merab should really just get the boys.
Speaking of playful jabs, Petr Yan wasn't quite done. He threw another lighthearted shot at Dvalishvili, jokingly suggesting that Merab had probably been lounging in the jacuzzi with his buddies, running his mouth and talking smack all week long. Yan then hinted that after all the noise and the build-up, this might finally be his moment to actually step into the spotlight and enjoy some well-deserved shine. He added that he's not usually one for all the loud talk and bluster, but he felt that Merab had, in his own way, absolutely earned a little bit of that playful jab, a taste of his own medicine after everything that had been said.
I think the total at the end of it, Merab Dvalishvili, was 2 for 29 on takedown attempts. What do you think when you hear a number like that?
Что я думаю? Сейчас, наверное, он в джакузи опять с мальчиками.
What can I say? He's probably in jacuzzi right now with the boys hashing it out.
Не, ну он всю неделю там много говорил, честно сказать.
The whole week he kind of talked a bit too much. I'll be honest about it.
Я думаю, что мое время немножко пришло.
I think maybe it's finally my time for a bit.
Little bit, да?
A little bit.
I'm don't like, болтовни вот этой всей, да, лишней.
I don't like all this blabbering, too much talking. Nah, I don't like it.
But he got to deserve this a little bit, Yan added with a grin. However, moving past the playful banter, we saw a moment of real respect from the very top, Dana White himself. Following Merab's tough loss to Petr Yan, White was quick to express his admiration, describing Dvalishvili as genuinely one of the toughest and most relentless fighters he has ever encountered in the sport. What's truly compelling here is that White openly acknowledged that despite a famously rough beginning to their relationship, a period marked by some pretty public disagreements and tensions, he now holds full and undeniable admiration for Merab's grit and fighting spirit. It's a powerful statement from the UFC president, showing how much Merab has truly earned his respect.
One of the toughest fighters that I've ever come across. And let's just say, Merab and I didn't get off on the right foot early on. I have nothing but respect for him and everything that he's accomplished. And and for Petr to come in and do what he did tonight. And I mean, the body shots and the head shots and the wrestling. I mean, it was an incredibly high level fight that was, what a hell of a way to end the ESPN era.
Now imagine the scenes as Sean O'Malley, the Sugar Show himself, was absolutely fired up watching Petr Yan dismantle Merab. You could almost feel his excitement through the screen, clearly enjoying every single moment of that dominant performance. This is particularly juicy because O'Malley has his own complex history with both fighters. He's famously lost to Merab twice, yet he also holds a significant win over Yan. So when he cryptically hinted that the result speaks for itself, you know exactly what he's implying. A big statement about who he considers the top dog now. He even took it a step further with a classic O'Malley joke, suggesting that the precise moment Merab got unceremoniously dumped on his head might just become his brand new screensaver. Talk about a visual reminder.
Oh, Peter cracked Merab with a 3-2 down the pipe. Oh, Petr Yan with the double leg. Oh, and he's holding on for dear frickin' life. He's got his cock. Oh, Peter lands a huge right hand. Merab's face is beat to all hell. Oh! Peter just picked up Merab and dropped him on his head. God, Merab getting slammed on his head might be my new screensaver. And Merab's still just coming forward like a freak. Oh! Peter just kicks Merab in the belly. Oh my God, I've done this to him before. If he finishes it with a body shot, I basically did too. Merab's screaming in there going, ah! Hoo, 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 hoo. Damn, his coach just said we're up 3. You got your ass kicked for 3, but we're up 3. Your face is bleeding, your liver's damn near gone, but we're up 3. You might as well have told you're up 4. Watch your head, brother. Been there. Watch your neck, buddy.
Coming off the back of Petr Yan's incredible win, Sean O'Malley is clearly feeling incredibly motivated. Practically brimming with renewed ambitions, he's made it crystal clear he's gunning to take out Song Yadong at UFC 34-4, and then immediately after that, he wants to line himself up for another shot at a title fight with Yan. He wasn't holding back with his praise, calling Yan's showing one of the most impressive and masterful performances he has ever witnessed in the octagon. O'Malley even joked, and you can tell he's serious about it, that if the judges had somehow inexplicably given the decision to Merab, he would have literally quit fighting on the spot. That's how strongly he felt about Yan's dominance. O'Malley truly praised Yan for getting the job done with such authority. And then he delivered a direct, fiery message: Sean is in trouble next, and Petr Yan is the one he's chasing after that. The man is definitely on a mission.
Bro, Petr Yan, that was one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen. Imagine they give Merab a decision. If they give it to Merab, I quit. I quit fighting. Holy shit. Petr Yan got the job done. Wow. Tweet, Song, you're out. Peter, you're next.
Similarly, the highly respected MMA journalist Ariel Helwani reacted with sheer amazement to Petr Yan's performance, immediately dubbing it an absolute masterclass. Helwani, with his keen analytical eye, observed that Yan looked virtually flawless throughout the entire fight, a testament to his incredible skill and preparation. In stark contrast, he noted that Merab Dvalishvili seemed noticeably off his usual relentless form. Crucial takedowns that Merab typically secures with ease weren't landing. His famously high-paced attack appeared to drop, and Yan maintained masterful control over almost every striking exchange. Helwani thoughtfully suggested that Merab's quick return to the cage after previous bouts, coupled with accumulated weight cuts and overall cage time, may have played a significant role in his performance. However, he was quick to emphasize that this in no way diminishes Yan's achievement, still giving full and unambiguous credit to Yan for delivering a clear, decisive, and exceptionally well-earned victory.
Win. It's a great win, and he won that title fair and square, blown away by the performance. I mean, a masterclass, if you will, but it will forever be dissected and debated whether or not this was the Petr Yan show or a little bit of a mistake on Merab Dvalishvili's part. Again, much dissected in its own right. 4 fights in 2025, the decision to come back so soon after the 5-round victory over Corey Sandhagen back in October. Did he take on too much? Too many weight cuts, too many rounds, too many minutes inside the octagon. Was this a mistake? And how much of that came into play here tonight in that performance? Because this was not the Merab that we have seen as of late. Failed many takedown attempts, looked tired, was getting beat up, was getting pieced on his feet. In fact, it looked like he was falling in love with the striking early on. And when I was watching that, I was thinking to myself, could this be part of his undoing?
Meanwhile, stepping into the discussion, we have Islam Makhachev, who, true to his character, showed immense respect for Merab, acknowledging him as genuinely one of the toughest competitors in the division. He then commendably gave Petr Yan credit for earning a truly strong and well-deserved win, summarizing his thoughts by saying, "Merab, you are one of the greatest to ever step into this cage. Congratulations. Petr, you deserve it." But the ripple effect didn't stop there. Umar Nurmagomedov also chimed in, praising Petr's dominant win over Merab and confidently declaring that the bantamweight division is about to get even more intensely interesting. He elaborated, suggesting that the next title challenger should become abundantly clear after UFC 344, where he himself is slated to meet the formidable Divison Figueiredo. Umar clearly plans to make his own undeniable case for a shot at that coveted belt. In his own words, Umar Nurmagomedov stated, "Great spectacular fight. Congratulations to Petr. I think on January 24th, it will become clear who is now adding yet another layer to the narrative." Petr himself looked back on his first championship run with incredible honesty, openly admitting that he climbed the ladder perhaps too fast, which in retrospect led to avoidable mistakes in his preparation and overall approach. He explained that he tragically trusted his abilities a little too much, perhaps misjudged his wrestling prowess, and didn't have the robust or the right team structure around him at that critical time. Now, however, he confidently feels those crucial issues have been meticulously fixed, and he firmly believes he's grown far, far beyond the fighter he was back then, a more complete and wise competitor. Yan reflected, "I steamrolled to my first title and made many mistakes in my camp. I believed in my skills too much. I thought I can wrestle. In fact, I was wrong. I knew my mistakes before those fights. I didn't have teamwork and we worked on it." And finally, to cap off this whirlwind of reactions, Iman Zahabi reacted live to Petr winning back the bantamweight title, offering his congratulations, while, characteristically, keeping his own ambitions firmly front and center. He made it abundantly clear that despite celebrating Yan's impressive victory, he still absolutely intends to challenge him. The legendary Demetrius Johnson, a man whose opinion carries immense weight in the MMA community, also applauded Petr Yan for his sheer determination and an undeniably top-level performance. Johnson specifically highlighted the masterful way Yan seamlessly switched between southpaw and orthodox stances, a tactical marvel that kept Merab guessing and off balance. He meticulously pointed out how Yan was incredibly effective at punishing Merab every single time his relentless takedown attempts failed, landing precise and impactful body shots that clearly took their toll. Johnson also astutely noted Yan's almost preternatural calm demeanor throughout the fight, a quality that made it incredibly difficult for anyone to discern when he might have been hurt or compromised. He wrapped up his analysis by extending his sincere congratulations to Yan for what he called a truly outstanding showing.
Petr Yan looked determined as ever. It's probably the best we've ever seen Petr Yan fight. From southpaw to orthodox, keeping a hand in front. Each time Merab would fail a takedown, Petr Yan was right inside the void, throwing some type of exchange, and each time they would end up leaving that void, or when Merab would run away, he would always hit him in the body, and Merab would yelp. I was dying laughing. My wife was like, "Why are you laughing?" I was like, "Watch the replay," and he goes, "Ah!" And sometimes, I've been hurt to the body, but you would never know because you're going to have that poker face. But, Merab's a very charismatic man. So, congrats to Petr Yan. You know what? When I look at the 135-pound division, it just opens everything up.
Demetrius Johnson, continuing his expert breakdown, then went on to emphasize that Petr Yan's exceptional conditioning and his ironclad takedown defense were absolutely crucial, pivotal factors in securing his dominant victory over Merab. He articulated that Merab's entire game plan fundamentally hinges on successfully landing those signature takedowns, not just to control, but more importantly, to systematically dominate and exhaust his opponents over the course of the fight. But here's where Yan turned the tables. He not only defended against Merab's relentless grappling onslaught with remarkable effectiveness, but he also incredibly managed to score his own takedowns. This audacious move completely shut down Merab's usual suffocating approach, essentially taking away his greatest weapon and forcing him into an unfamiliar and uncomfortable fight.
Taking the fight to Merab and also defending the takedown. If Merab can't get the takedown, then his game cannot flourish. He can still beat you, right? Like he beat Corey Sandhagen on the feet, but his game is evolved around that takedown. If he's able to get takedown or wear you down and break you mentally and physically, and your spirit and your conditioning, he will maul you. But that's something he couldn't do to Petr Yan. Petr Yan was there every single way, and Petr Yan was not scared to take him down by shooting a double leg, securing a takedown. Merab turned bellies down and stands right back up. That's one thing both those guys did very well, is each time they did get taken down.
Demetrius Johnson then offered a compassionate and insightful observation, noting that Merab has truly faced a grueling year packed with multiple high-stakes fights and the punishing demands of several weight cuts. It's a stark reminder, he pointed out, that even the most elite athletes, despite their incredible resilience, absolutely need proper rest and recovery. He thoughtfully suggested that Merab should take some much-needed time to relax, truly enjoy life, and refocus on personal matters outside of the octagon. With a light-hearted touch, he even jokingly referenced those now infamous jacuzzi sessions, subtly connecting back to Petr Yan's earlier comment. Yet beneath the humor, Johnson's profound respect for the tremendous effort and sacrifice Merab has consistently put in throughout his career was undeniably clear.
Merab, that's his 4th title defense this year. That's his 4th weight cut this year. This man is always in camp. Guys, believe it or not, doesn't matter how genetically gifted you are, everybody is human and your body needs rest. And like Merab says, he's not making any excuses, but I think doing 4 fights in a year, that is a lot. That is 32 weeks of hard training.
32 weeks. I think what Merab needs, he needs 10 weeks, relaxing, go on a date, get some girls in the jacuzzi instead of the men. That's something Petr Yan was saying. I thought was kind of funny. And just relax. He's made a lot of money right now. He's not married. He ain't got no kids. He's got to pay those taxes, get some investments going, invest in that Funk Harbor with his boy Aljo, and just relax and smell the...
Robert Whittaker, another incredibly sharp mind in the sport, also weighed in with his analysis of Petr Yan's truly surprising victory over Merab. Whittaker noted with keen observation that Yan looked like the absolute elite version of himself, reminiscent of the fighter from his peak championship years. He described Yan as incredibly sharp everywhere, radiating confidence in every single exchange and displaying impeccable technical soundness across the board, in his wrestling, his jiu-jitsu, and especially his striking. Whittaker highlighted that Yan handled every situation, every challenge Merab threw at him, with a remarkable ease and composure, truly resembling the championship-level fighter he once was, and clearly still is.
The Petr Yan we saw in the octagon against Merab tonight was, in my opinion, the one we saw before he lost the title to Sterling with that funny knee, with that grounded knee. That's the Petr Yan I saw tonight. That's the one that has an answer for every position, the one that has the highest caliber of skill in wrestling, jiu-jitsu, especially kickboxing, and most importantly, putting it all together.
Robert Whittaker then went on to commend Petr Yan for what he described as a truly thorough and comprehensive control of the entire fight against Merab. He highlighted with admiration how Yan absolutely dictated the pace from start to finish, meticulously managed every single position they found themselves in, and in doing so, showcased the most refined and advanced version of his already impressive abilities. Whittaker's ultimate takeaway was that Yan's performance was not just excellent, it was significantly above the division's standard, a masterclass that truly set him apart.
He went in there and dismantled Merab. Didn't slow down a second. Didn't give a single position. Took Merab down. Took the fight to him. And honestly, that was the most clinical, leveled up version of Petr Yan we have ever seen. Like, skill wise, that fight was so far above the rest of the division.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that Petr Yan that fought tonight doesn't lose to anybody. That was phenomenal, that performance.
Meanwhile, the ever-insightful MMA guru reacted with unbridled enthusiasm to Petr Yan's monumental win over Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 333, unequivocally calling it a generational performance. He vividly highlighted how Yan utterly dominated the crucial final rounds, systematically neutralizing Merab's notoriously relentless grappling attacks, a feat that is incredibly difficult to achieve against someone of Merab's caliber. Guru underscored that Yan displayed a skill level that was far beyond what anyone saw in their first encounter, showcasing a significant evolution in his game. And here's the kicker, something that makes Yan's dominant comeback even more remarkable. Guru pointed out that Yan fought that first matchup with a broken hand, adding an incredible layer of resilience and determination to his already legendary story.
Petr Yan just defeated Merab Dvalishvili in the main event of UFC 323 in their rematch, and the world is good again. Petr Yan is the world champion in the Bantamweight division, destroys Merab Dvalishvili in the last 3 rounds of their fight, and all is good in this world. I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy about Petr Yan's performance, so happy about this result. I'm foaming at the mouth over this. I can't contain myself. This was a generational performance from Petr Yan. He shut down Merab Dvalishvili's grappling. And you know what? Petr Yan said in the build-up that in the first fight he had a broken hand and he was really badly injured and he fought Merab Dvalishvili with one hand. And you know what? I believe him. I believe him. Based on the different type of Yan that we saw in this fight compared to the first one, I absolutely believe him. It was said to be an excuse in the build-up, and it is an excuse, but sometimes excuses are valid.
MMA Guru continued his breakdown, vividly highlighting how Petr Yan relentlessly pushed forward throughout the entire fight, combining his powerful strikes with perfectly timed takedowns, ultimately dominating Merab Dvalishvili over all 5 grueling rounds. He didn't mince words, describing it as an incredibly punishing, truly one-sided performance, where even though Merab's legendary durability, managed to keep him upright, Yan inflicted overwhelming, undeniable damage. Guru then dramatically declared that the Terminator version of Yan had firmly and unequivocally returned at UFC 3. In his own inimitable style, MMA Guru exclaimed, "Petr Yan walks down, takes down and destroys Merab Dvalishvili over 5 rounds." In a vicious 5-round beatdown, domination, and destruction of Merab's face. Merab is a tough mother, but Yan with 2 arms is just too much pain. The Terminator is back on top. Beyond the raw power, MMA Guru then honed in on Petr Yan's incredibly sharp and subtle tactic, specifically striking Merab's forearms with elbows during their tight bodylock exchanges. He emphasized how this brilliant strategy steadily wore down Merab's strength and grip, systematically dismantling his grappling foundation. He praised it as a truly brilliant strategy and an exceptional, intelligent performance that without a doubt solidifies Yan's status among the sport's absolute elite.
When Merab Dvalishvili tried to hold him against the cage in a body lock, he was he was smashing the forearms of Merab with elbows over and over again. I think that was a massive factor in this fight because Merab didn't seem as strong as the fight went on in those body lock positions, because anytime he got to that early, Yan was smashing his forearms with elbows over and over again and weakening the forearm strength and grip of Merab Dvalishvili. It was a genius game plan. It was an amazing performance. I think he's right back in the GOAT talks, not of the sport, but his legacy picks right back up where it left off here, defeating that Merab.
Finally, we have Justin Gaethje, another absolute force in the MMA world, who also stepped forward to praise Petr Yan's dominant performance over Merab, labeling it an impressive display of skill against one of the sport's all-time greats. On his X account, he openly shared his profound admiration for the fight itself and, of course, Yan's incredible achievement, simply stating, "What a performance from Yan, world class." Even transitioning to a different perspective, the former champion Aljamain Sterling gave huge applause to Petr Yan and his entire team for what he recognized as a truly well-executed performance, specifically highlighting the effective and critical adjustments they made during the actual fight. Sterling then revealed his own plans, stating he intends to review the bout meticulously with Merab and begin to prepare for their eventual comeback. He noted that a few things about Merab's performance seemed a little unusual, though he acknowledged that it could very well have been a result of Yan's brilliant strategy. Sterling then stressed the paramount importance of recovery, continuous learning, and steady progress in any fighter's journey, while also extending his heartfelt thanks to all the fans for their unwavering support. Aljamain Sterling articulated his thoughts, saying, "Congrats to Yan and his team. They fought well, made great adjustments. I can't wait to watch it back with Merab and plan for the comeback. Some things looked a little off, but maybe that was what Yan was doing. We'll take a look, heal up, and go again. This is the journey of a fighter." I hope you all enjoyed the bout. Until next time. And on that note, if you enjoyed diving deep into this incredible, absolute masterclass of a fight today, make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments section below and let us know what you think about Petr Yan's electrifying comeback. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more in-depth fight analysis and reaction.